What is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I'm driving home from work, doing a little snake draft with the boys from Barstool, Chicago. And what do you know, another day and another story of another great wrestler leaving WWE. This one honestly is a puzzler to me. It's not a release. It's just a flat out, this guy's contract ended. He wanted to do his buddy Kyle O'Reilly a solid, so we put him over on the main event of NXT TakeOver last night, and now he is a free agent. He's out there, he's on the open market. He is a guy that wrestled for ROH. He is a guy that, you know, I'm pretty sure wrestled for New Japan. I know that he was a member of the Bullet Club, but he could have just been a member of that like the ROH version of it when they had that working relationship back in the day. But I'm pretty damn sure that Adam Cole actually went to Japan, and I think that's when he started doing the BTE stuff, when he was over there with the Young Bucks. But when it comes down to it, this one right here is a real puzzler to me. I know that honestly, it's WWE making him an offer. He doesn't have to take it. He could have just wanted to go to another company, so he might have just let his contract expire, and he's basically saying, no matter what they put on the table, I'm not going to sign it, and I'm going to walk away. There's so many wrestlers that have basically said that, you know, they were going to walk away from WWE, but Vince McMahon calls them in for that last meeting where he makes an offer, and he wins you over. It's too good to be true, and next thing you know, you're doing 3 more years, and you're like, fuck, I didn't even want to work here anymore. Mark Henry had a few stories like that, where he went in and actually was telling Vince he didn't want to wrestle anymore, and he wanted to retire, and next thing you know, he's re-upping his deal. I don't know. I mean, Adam Cole, like we said, member of the Bullet Club, ROH champion, came into NXT pretty much right off the bat. I think he was one of the NXT TakeOver Brooklyn's during the main event. I'm pretty sure he attacked Drew McIntyre, if I'm right, and that was kind of like the birth of the Undisputed Era. And then, of course, you know, them going to 2 different versions of War Games. One when he went up. I forgot where I was there for a minute. 2 different versions of War Games, basically main evented. The whole time he was there, the Adam Cole t-shirt and the Undisputed Era t-shirt was one of the most popular sellers in WWE. It definitely was the most popular by far NXT shirt that they had. There's many times you would log on to WWE Shop and see that they were in the top sellers, going up against the guys that were up there on the main roster. I just don't get it. Why Adam Cole never got a shot, or he got, you know, called up from NXT onto the main roster. It's quite obvious, even though the stories were saying that Vince McMahon was making those last-ditch efforts to try and re-sign him to keep him in WWE. He was there for, I want to say, 4, maybe 5 years, never got to the main roster, even though all of those years he was there, he was like pretty much the main event guy in NXT. I know that, you know, when COVID hit, they tried to help NXT by putting Finn Balor down there. Charlotte Flair went there. But, you know, even when they were there, Adam Cole was treated like he was one of the main guys on the roster. It doesn't make sense to me why he never got called up, at least, you know, to win, you know, the United States Championship or the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe people, you know, sort of say, like, you know, he's not that tall. That's kind of the biggest knock on him. Nobody ever really says anything about his wrestling ability. It's just his height. Even though time after time, it seems like we get a champion that's a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller. I mean, people hated Shawn Michaels winning the belts, and that was 20 years ago. People who hated Daniel Bryan winning the belts, that was, you know, 7 years ago or whatever it was. it's almost like we can never get over that stigma. If you're a good wrestler, you're a good wrestler. And I think that honestly is only like a WWE thing. But, there's no reason why he never got called up to the main roster, even given a fair shot. Even if he's going to be like a mid-card guy, going after that Intercontinental United States title. He could have brought the whole group with him, could have had an Undisputed Era run. If they're popular in NXT and they're booked right, it's going to work. I think that they at least would have sold merch, sold some shirts, made the company money, and people would have been pumped to see them kind of like do, I guess like the Revolution invasion kind of killed it, but so many times you've seen groups kind of invade a company coming up to the main roster, whether if it's Nexus or something like that, and it just fucking works. Even though Revolution kind of bombed out and fizzled really, really, really fast, that first night they showed up on Raw and they blew up like that TV truck or whatever. There was a big explosion. I remember that out back. That was a pretty damn cool thing. Even if it fizzled out fast. Undisputed Era, all they had to really do is just come out, kind of jump somebody and surround them. The 4-on-1, you could have built up to like a 4-on-4, like a mini Survivor Series type of match or something like that. And there could have been a draw, could have been a build. It doesn't really make sense now. Seems like this guy's, AEW bound. Sooner than later, he can go hang out with Britt Baker, who's, the most popular women's wrestler in AEW by far. I think that easily he comes in, he's going to be one of the most popular AEW people, and he's going to be coming back to life on BTE after they killed him so many years ago, and it'd just be cool to have the band back together. It honestly just doesn't make sense.